The rules of League of Legends can seem pretty simple at first, but there's actually quite a few features of them that I find quite interesting to know. Fortunately, Riot Games actually offers a comprehensive set of information on their website for their rules and regulations. The website is incredibly helpful if you're wanting to get started in the scene, or just, develop a casual team. I'll be focusing on the highest level of play, however, which is Worlds, which, if you don't know, is the World Finals tournament. To get into the World Finals, it uses a seeding system. A seed is a tournament slot for Worlds, and is earned through competitive play. When a region has 4 seeds, 4 teams can compete. Seeds are also ranked within the region, with the higher ranked seeds starting later into the tournament, allowing them to skip play-ins. There's a total limit of 17 to 18 seeds, though it kind of varies. The 2 top performing regions at the Mid-Season Invitational, or MSI, will each earn 4 seeds, 3 for the Swiss phase and 1 for play-ins. Champions are split 3 automatically earn a seed as well. Another seed goes to teams with the most championship points not qualified yet. And finally, the regional finals decide the final remaining seeds, with the seeds often going to start in the play-in stage. The actual tournament itself is a single elimination Swiss system, commonly using best of 5 for the finals. Worlds 2025 does use the Fearless Draft system, which is basically a system where the players are required to pick their champions, and then once those champions have been selected, nobody else can play them the rest of the tournament, whether that be for for that best of 5, of course, not for the entire tournament. There are some obvious rules that they apply, such as no screen peeking, cheating, using any third-party software, anything that would give you an unfair advantage upon the other team. However, there are some rules that punish players for more interesting things, such as refusing to participate in agreed games, as well as the more normal things, although these fall arguably more under the Code of Conduct, but rules like no harassment, threats, bullying, other forms of problematic behavior of the like. The rules versus Code of Conduct is quite a simple argument. The rules, the obvious difference between rules and the Code of Conduct are that most of the time the Code of Conduct is how a player conducts themselves, whereas the rules apply more to the tournament itself. A Code of Conduct is how players act, how teams treat those players, and etc. They're often enforced differently, with rules often being enforced by tournament organizers and publishers, as they will often have varying rules. Some tournaments may use different regulations, different rules. They may also use different formats, like some may be a best of 3, some may be a best of 1, and so on. The Code of Conduct is, however, often managed by team owners and managers. For example, a player who screen cheats would be breaking the rules, leading to them being punished by the organizer of the event, probably having their title stripped if they won. On the other hand, a player who is caught sexually harassing players would get reprimanded and punished by both the team they play for, and they may have restrictions placed on them by the publishers. For example, moving on to integrity. Key aspects of integrity include being honest, acting sincerely and genuinely, being ethically sound, holding yourself accountable, and being reliable. A player who lacks integrity will struggle in esports due to its constantly changing nature and constant ethical arguments. Some players get cancelled for getting in arguments on Twitter. Some players sexually harass people and don't get punished for it in the slightest, which is, of course, a problem that I would argue needs to be resolved. However, a player who lacks in integrity will often struggle in esports due to how ethically sound it usually is. A good example of integrity and a lack thereof within esports is that of the situation with Carlos and G2 and Andrew Tate. A situation where Carlos, head of G2, ended up partying with Andrew Tate, who is obviously a problematic figure within the industry. He lost his CEO status, was fired, and has not made a consistent comeback to the industry since.